have you ever really thought about what it means to be rich? I think most people just think in terms of money. They see gold coins or pound notes sort of floating down and making a bed, and they can roll around in it and smother their faces in dollar bills or pound notes. We don't have pound notes anymore. Anyway, that is about having money. Being rich is something different. I remember watching a couple of episodes of The Osbournes. Ozzy Osbourne from Black Sabbath, died recently, sadly, and his wife Sharon Osbourne. A fly on the wall series following them around. And I thought it was just horrific, and I would hate to live like that. What I found so weird was that they kind of lived in this little bubble with all these people around them. You didn't see the camera crew because they were behind the camera, so that was one thing. But there was secretaries and flunkies and yes people and chefs and things. And I just wouldn't want to live like that. And I don't know how you get to the point where you do live like that. I suppose it just happens. You hire one person, you hire another, and you kind of, the more people you have around you, the more you lose contact with reality, I suppose. And that is what money buys you, this kind of weird bubble. When I was young, we used to talk about millionaires, but now we talk about billionaires, and we're almost at the point of trillionaires, and maybe we are. Why do you need all that money? It doesn't buy you any happiness. I think they say around about 1 million. You just don't get any happier beyond that. So what does it actually mean to be rich? I think to be financially stable, to be able to wake up and not be in a panic and think, oh my God, how am I going to pay this bill? Where is the next money coming from? That is a wonderful thing. And if you can do that, I think you are rich. You have that kind of freedom. But Wallace Wattles, in his book, The Science of Getting Rich, he goes much deeper. It's that you have a purpose in life. It may not be grand. Maybe you're not going to be the Prime Minister. Maybe you're not going to be a great musician or conductor or Nobel scientist. But everybody has a role to play in this life, in this universe. And I've said it before, it's like there's this hole that you need to fill to be that person that you could be, that the universe, life, nature is relying on you to be that person to keep the whole thing moving forward. And you can't really fill that hole and be everything you want to be without all the things that you need to be able to do that. And all those things are bought with money. So you need enough money to be able to wake up in the morning and not say, oh my God, how am I going to pay the bills? But to say, oh, today I'm going to do this and achieve this little bit for the world, for humanity, for nature, for the universe, for everything. To fulfill my destiny. You're not going to fulfill your destiny in a day. It's a lifetime thing. So earning money is an important thing. So earning the money is important. It's the way our society and everything, humanity, is structured. You may want it to be different. You may think it should be different, but it's not, and it's probably not going to change. Well, you never know, it might do. AI is maybe going to completely change everything. But the life we lead at the moment, you need money to pay the bills and to fulfill your potential. Wallace Wattles' book, The Science of Getting Rich, has been the engine of the self-help prosperity kind of boom that has been going on. You can follow a history through to Napoleon Hill, to Earl Nightingale, to Bob Proctor with The Law of Attraction, on to Rhonda Byrne and The Secret, and then on to manifestation. And all along I feel as this marketing spin has been built bigger and bigger from the original ideas of Wallace Wattles. Manifestation now is like, believe and it'll happen. And it won't. There's so many people who'll be manifesting and going, oh, why hasn't it actually worked? And And on YouTube, it's so easy to do trick photography and appear to manifest things. It's not about manifestation. It's not about affirmations. It's about doing the work. Affirmations are psychology. You just keep telling yourself it's going to work, and you reprogramming your brain. It's not doing a magical, mystical thing out there. You're reprogramming your brain to do the work. And that is the essence of the certain way. It's think clearly about what it is that you want to do, and then focus on what you want to do, and then do it. And that's where most people stop. They wait for the universe to bring it to them. No, you've got to actually do the work, and that work means putting into place the channels by which all this money that you want is going to come to you. And most of those channels are actually people, and it's about working with people, providing something for them. And this is the nub of Wallace Wattles, is you provide more in value than you charge in cash. As he used to say, we don't have cash anymore, but in monetary terms. And it doesn't matter if you're running your own business or where you're working or whatever. Just go that extra mile. Give that little bit more. And it's also about building up that network of people as well. The network of customers, network of business associates, whatever, network of people within the company that you're working, and work with them. I think within companies, there's that struggle to get to the top. But if you kind of can work together with those people so that they trust you, a lot of this is about trust, then that will help you get there too. So this video is a response to chapter 2 of my book, The Certain Way. And I'd encourage you to go and buy a copy, because that way you'll be supporting me and allow me to keep making these videos and allow me to keep promoting Wallace Wattles' ideas. And of course you will be helping yourself, and there's nothing quite like reading it rather than just hearing it, and a little space for margin notes down the side, because I know my original copy is full of notes as I was going, oh my God, and getting amazing insights into the way the world worked. I think if you're serious about living a wealthy life, you need to go where the energy is. Think of this whole refugee problem we have all around the world. Think what those people are doing. We have this problem with small boats in the UK at the moment. They're walking halfway across the world. They're getting to France, and then they're risking their lives on those horrible little boats to get to Britain because they think this is where it's at. Have you got that kind of energy and inspiration and desire? Because if you really want to be wealthy, I think you need to have some part of that kind of desire and just go for itness. And however much you're anti-refugee or whatever, or support them, whatever, you have to admire the guts of those people who cross over on those little boats. Don't let inertia or guilt or fear of judgment hold you down where you are, because you might need to move. You might need to go to a bigger city. You might need to get away from your family or your friends. You might have the wrong kind of group of friends around you. You might need to break free. And it's difficult. It's hard. It takes commitment. It takes energy and blinkedness. You have to say, this is the formula I am following, and I'm not going to deviate. When you think of a scientific formula, you put the same amount of chemicals in, you weigh them out exactly, and you boil them up to exactly that temperature, and then you put in something else at exactly that time, and out will come this product exactly the same each time. If you deviate, if the temperature's too high, it goes a bit sloppy. If you just don't quite measure the ingredients right, then you get crusts and things like that. You have to follow the formula. That is the thing. And I know it's difficult. Every time I read the book, I finish it and I'm, yes, let's go for this. And and off I go, and things go right for a while. And then, of course, I'm only human. I start deviating from the formula, and things start going a bit wobbly. And I have to go back to the book and bring myself back on track. And it might sound a bit boring, but it doesn't have to be at all. It's how you set your focus and how you set your formula. And I suppose within it all, you need a kind of moral compass as well to keep you on your way. The certain way is not about getting money. It's not about doing people down. It's about being creative, coming up with creative ideas. Doesn't mean you have to be a creative artist or anything like that. It's about coming up with creative ideas to make things work better, to make things more smoothly within, if you're an employee. It's about being creative in the job that you do all day, making it better for other people. And you will then ride on that tide. Thanks for watching. Click down there and make sure you are subscribed to The Certain Way Today on YouTube. Go to my website, thecertainway.uk, and you can subscribe to my newsletter there, buy the book, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. You take care now. Bye bye.